So I think we've all seen the middle-aged man who divorces his wife and suddenly he pops up with someone 15 years younger, or the guy who starts cheating with a woman that's half his age. As a divorce lawyer, I see this happen all the time, and I can tell you that it's not just about looks. For a lot of men, their 40s hit like a midlife crisis. They start feeling old, irrelevant, and ordinary. And instead of dealing with all of that, they go for the easiest ego boost that there is, a younger woman who makes them feel powerful again.
Midlife crisis? That's the lazy explanation. I've handled over 2,000 divorce cases. Men in their 40s don't chase younger women because they feel old. They chase them because they've been emotionally and physically starving inside their marriage for years. Nobody asks why he left. They just judge where he went. A man who's been desired, respected, and touched at home doesn't blow up his life for attention from a stranger. The younger woman isn't the problem. She's the symptom of a marriage that stopped feeding him a long time ago.
Truly masculine man is not an oppressor. Truly masculine man is not macho. It's not chauvinist. But he's pure masculine. Most masculine I've ever felt. After the birth of my first child. Never were my head, heart, and loins in such synchronicity and the power that I had. It's probably the best husband ever at that time, too. Men want to be, and I don't know if this is biological, because I'm not saying women don't, but men want to and are looking for ways to be relied upon. And so we say, yeah, but you always want to be the savior and you always want the solution. Okay. Cool. Nothing wrong with wanting to find the solution to things.
Tell me if this is normal or if I'm just a terrible person.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this.
Nothing stresses me out more than when my husband is relaxing.
What? Someone you supposedly really care about is relaxing, and someone finds that stressful. That speaks volumes.
When he's at work, when he's working out, when he's cleaning the garage, when he's doing his laundry, doing the dishes, whatever. When he's up and busy and moving around, my resting heart rate is at an all-time low. I'm feeling amazing. My skin is glowing. I feel zen. I feel at peace.
So some women only feel good about themselves when their man is working. Ironically, if a man made this post, that would be considered misogyny.
The second he sits on the couch, the second he's sleeping in, I have the blood pressure of a hummingbird. My stress level is at an all-time high. I'm nervously sweating, I'm clenching my...
And what they're about to say next is actually 100% accurate.
Like, my poor husband can't catch a break. Like, unless the sun has gone down, the day is over, the day is done. We are both on the couch, we are both watching a movie. Like, that's okay. But if the sun is up, if the sun is still shining, he best be moving around. He best be doing some work.
The moral of this story is, it's only okay for men to relax as long as the woman that they're with is also relaxing. Otherwise, they better get back to work. As they said, men really can't catch a break.
Whether she has her own money or not, a man's role is to provide. Just because a woman is independent and has her own doesn't mean she wants a man who won't step up. Yes, she can pay her bills, take care of herself, and live comfortably, but that doesn't mean she wants a man around who isn't protecting and providing. She does it all by herself because she has to, not because she wants to. And if she's even gonna consider letting a man in her life, he better bring more than stress and problems. She's not asking you to finance her whole life. She just wants to know that she can depend on you if needed and that you have a provider mindset, because she's not about to be laid up with a bum who thinks her independence gives him a free pass to do the bare minimum. If you're not okay taking weight off her shoulders, if you're not adding peace, protection, and support, then don't waste her time.
What percentage of men do you think are over 6 feet going around the table?
50?
50%. Okay.
20.
Yep. What percentage of men make at least $1 million a year?
20.
20%?
10%.
10%? What percentage of men do you find attractive?
20.
10.
1%.
What percentage of men have yachts?
5.
I'm going to be a totally 110%. I think I didn't find my husband yet because all the women expectations is really having the men go into a hole. Because who the is y'all to say y'all want a man that make $500,000 a year?
You don't make half of that. You don't make
They
a quarter
high
of that.
because of y'all unrealistic ass expectations.
Hey, man.
Send me somebody that got enough to make sure that I got lights on, water running, I'm smiling and we eating. Y'all asking for the most. Y'all want a man to buy y'all a boat. I can't even say it right. Y'all want a man to buy y'all a boat, a yacht, and a crib.
Where's
and
reality?
Pay for your kids' schooling, your desires, your kids' desires. Like that shit. You hear how unrealistic that shit sounds? This how a lot of y'all women sound. Ridiculous.
Amen.
That's why we ain't got nobody yet, because y'all scaring them into a damn hole. Please separate me from everybody else.
Separate me too.
Husband, come find me. You ain't gotta make $500.
Shit, I'm on
You can make $500.
Make it
if
work.
You can make that work all year and I'm eating.
Amen.
I'm good.
This is Pew Research. 50% of men aren't looking for a relationship.
When they say aren't looking for a relationship, do they mean I'm not looking for a woman or I'm not looking for commitment?
Not actively pursuing any kind of interaction with women.
Oh.
Casual included.
What?
50%. Here's the point, right? You asked about solutions. The first thing that we need to do is turn down the volume of adversarial nature between these two. Anybody that listens to those two stories, right, the plight of men and the plight of women in the modern dating world, and doesn't see it as, wow, that's that really, really sucks for both sexes. Men have it worse in some ways, women have it worse in different ways, right? This isn't a competition of like, oh, let's wave the flag of who's actually accumulated more victimhood points. The first thing that needs to happen before anything is the volume of the conversation needs to be turned down. We need to see the challenges that are faced by both sexes. The second thing that needs to be put out front is that there needs to be a way to raise men up without bringing women down, because it is very easy for you to say, okay, so women are out achieving men in education and employment, let's just put the reins on them and then everything's going to be brought back. Go, look, I am not trying to row back any of the gains that have been made by women over the last 50 years. But you do want to have eligible male partners, right? If the thermodynamics of attraction include the fact that women tend to want to date across and up in terms of status, employment, and education, you need to do something, right?
Guys are too scared to approach you in person. Boys, come here. Come here.
So when was the last time you approached a girl in person?
Right now.
No, I had to holler at you. See? It's exactly
All right,
what
I
I'm
guess
talking
not
about.
right now. I don't know, like a week or two ago.
How often do you approach girls?
Not often. Not often.
Why don't you?
I don't want to like be disrespectful, you know.
Well, why would it be disrespectful to approach a girl on the street?
Like, what's the reason for me approaching?
Well, if you were interested and you like wanted to start a conversation.
I don't know. I don't want to come off as like creepy or like imposing. You know, I want to be respectful.
So what would be the correct way to approach a girl either on the street or in a daytime setting without being creepy?
You could say, I really like your coat. Or I could say, hey,
But you would
cool
keep walking.
kicks.
If I said I really like your coat, you would just keep walking.
Don't know until you try.
Well, thanks, guys.
See? It's exactly what I'm talking about.
Common approach to get my 3-step formula for meeting women in person.
Why are so many men refusing to get married? This is an interesting question, and I don't know if men actually are refusing to get married or not, but it could be a few things. It could be that there's misconceptions about what marriage is. We hear a lot about who benefits from marriage. Is there a benefit to marriage? We hear a lot about men who are taken advantage of in the divorce process or feel like they lost something. I also think there's this mindset where you're with someone, but you're wondering if something better is out there. So why would you commit to marriage if you're worried you're going to miss out on something better? What I would say to women in that situation is if your partner doesn't want to marry you and you want to get married, leave, break up. That's going to end with you guys breaking up anyway. And if you're a single man who never wants to get married, let us know why. We're really curious. Why are so many men refusing to get married? This is an interesting question, and I don't know if men actually are refusing to get married or not, but it could be a few things. It could be that there's misconceptions about what marriage is. We hear a lot about who benefits from marriage. Is there a benefit to marriage? We hear a lot about men who are taken advantage of in the divorce process or feel like they lost something. I also think there's this mindset where you're with someone, but you're wondering if something better is out there. So why would you commit to marriage if you're worried you're going to miss out on something better? What I would say to women in that situation is if your partner doesn't want to marry you and you want to get married, leave, break up. That's going to end with you guys breaking up anyway. And if you're a single man who never wants to get married, let us know why. We're really curious.
And once again, men are, you're seeing a pattern where men have to fight for themselves. You're seeing a pattern where men have to be their own advocate. Once again, you have TV shows, you have society, and a lot of these things that are speaking out for or speaking out against the way that men are acting. Oh, who's going to be the boys? The men are sassy. But then they're also speaking out for women. Oh yeah, never lower your standards, yada yada yada, and all this other nonsense. When really, at the bare minimum, at the very least, you should be saying, okay, women, you got something to improve. Okay, men, you got something to improve. And until y'all fix it, y'all separate and shut up talking. But usually it's the woman complaining about, oh, don't do this, don't do that, that, and that. Yeah, you're right. Go clean that up. And the man is saying, well, what about her? I've cleaned up all this stuff that I need to clean up. Well, at least I got about 80% of it. She hasn't even started. Yeah, but she's a woman. She's smarter than you. Well, what does that have to do with anything? And she's got a house, so she didn't have to clean up. She, it's that type of stupid stuff. And we get into this thing to where modern women continue to try to say, well, I'm better than you because I have more money, I have a house, I have a nice car, I have a cat, I have a dog, and all these other things. And modern women, they get on here like that lawyer was talking about, they say a whole bunch of stupid stuff, and they don't really ever improve because people let them get away with saying dumb stuff.
If you were to take 10 men and 10 women and abandon them on a desert island, there'd be no talk of feminism. There'd be no talk of girl boss. There would be women collecting berries and making little beds, and there'd be men hunting and building shelters. And if they didn't do that, they would. The men would go instantly masculine, the females would go instantly feminine, and that's the only way the tribe would survive.
The only reason why women are doing the that they're doing is because they know that somebody's out there to save them. I don't care, even if it's the government, there is somebody out there that is gonna save them. There are other men out there that, even though they talk about I don't need men and whatever, they still run to men for help, because when they go to court, most of the time it's gonna be a male judge siding with them and giving them what they want.
Let me tell you why I feel like traditional households work. Listen, it makes sense for the man to go out into the world and be a provider. For example, my man's at work right now, hammering cut up the rough stuff. I'm at home with the microfiber towel, my own little concoction, and I'm cleaning. We're both doing what we're naturally good at. Therefore, I can be happy when he comes home with the bacon. He could be happy that he comes home to a nice, warm, cozy, fuzzy environment. You see how it works? It just works. Now imagine if I would have went to like a 9 to 5 all day. Imagine if when he got up and went to work, I got up and went to work. Who's doing the laundry? Who's making sure the house smells like Fabulosa? It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So that's why I'm here. All right, bye.
I walked in and said, where should I sit down? And he went like this.
Let's get rocking and rolling.
It was interesting watching you. I felt like you're different talking to me than you were talking to the women. Like, you mentioned to one of them off camera, you said, I think she said, like, where should I sit? And you did this. What made you do that?
I wanted the women to feel empowered, in a sense, and fired up maybe a little bit.
So you wanted her to feel empowered by saying, sit on my lap?
Well, I wanted to feel angry by me suggesting that. She would give me the fiery, responses that I wanted to kind of get. I wanted to feel confident in the feedback she was giving. She could be as direct and transparent as she wanted. And
do you think that makes any logical sense? If you wanted her to feel that, why did you not say to her, I just want you to feel comfortable to be as direct as you can, as opposed to saying, sit on my lap?
Yeah, I can't explain that one. It was a poorly worded joke.
That's a bit creepy, It felt like you're trying to overpower her. You're trying to make her feel uncomfortable for the sake of it, which, again, is that sense of entitlement. So I guess why?
Feminist movement is one of the biggest reasons for the divorce rate these days, because women have become so masculine. If a woman gets in her masculine energy, a lot of times she'll be disrespectful. to her husband. And men don't do well with disrespect. There's surveys that say that 80% of men say they would rather be alone and unloved than to be disrespected. And see, the feminist movement has taken it so far over the years. It's not just equal rights anymore. Now it's men are being diminished and devalued and demoralized. What do we need men for? We don't need men. We can buy our own cars and we can vote. We can make our own money, run our own businesses. We can even have babies without men. And that makes men feel awful. A man doesn't feel he has anything to contribute to that woman's life. He's got to move on down the road.
I don't think women understand that men don't want to provide for the woman who says, oh, I deserve it. Oh, as he should. No. Like, men want to provide for the woman who says, thank you so much. Like, thank you. You really changed my life. You really, like, make my life easier. Like, thank you. I want to make your life easier in a lot of ways too. Like, it should be this mutual respect for one another, because a man is not going to be respected when you're saying, oh, as he should. As he should. He should give me that. Like, it's so damaging to relationships nowadays. But that's just my opinion.
You know what I'm realising about men that I actually think is really cute? Like, as men get older, they become really, really simple. And I don't even mean that in a horrible way or a nasty way. I mean, like, in a really cute way. Like, all you guys really want to do is, like, eat some good food, play some kind of, like, gaming software, like your PlayStations or your Xbox, whatever, and sleep. I feel like if you had those three things, of course, obviously, like, making love in it. You guys, obviously, you like a bit of hanky-panky in it. That's 4 things you guys probably want out of life. I don't even think you want us there half the time. I just think you just want a little bit of, like, affection now and again. But I think you could happily survive without us.
I have tip number 1 for you men out there. If you're out in public and you see a girl and you think she's attractive, and you turn to your friend and you say, I think that girl's really pretty or something, okay? Don't stand there and tell your friend about it. Go tell her. Just say it. Literally, we don't bite. We're not gonna, like, attack you. Like, I don't think I would personally, but I prefer that over your friend coming over to me and being like, my friend thinks you're pretty. No, I don't care. Like, come say it to my face. Come say it to my face. I don't want to hear it from your friend. I'd rather hear it from you. You can come do it. Come on. It's really not that hard. I don't know why men are so scared to approach women. We don't bite. I mean, we might. But honestly, the worst thing that can happen is she says, thank you. Sorry, I'm not interested. And, like, is that really gonna hurt you that bad? It might make you feel good to compliment someone. I think compliments, when I compliment people, it makes me happy. If you just go over to a girl and compliment her, I'm sure it'll make her happy. I'm sure it'll make you feel some sort of way inside. It's really not that hard. Grow some confidence. It's really not that hard, boys. Most girls want you to compliment them. Just saying. Do not send your friend over to say, my friend thinks you're hot. It's not cute. Say it yourself. You got it. I'll give you a little push. You got it. I'm only saying all this because tonight at work, a young man came in with his family and they sat right next to the host stand and they were staring at me and talking about me the entire time they were sitting there. I'd rather, if I could hear you talking about me, I'd rather you just come over and say it to my face. Personally, she was like, that girl's so beautiful, that girl's so beautiful, you should go say something. And her son was like, no. And she came over and said something for him. And if your mom is gonna compliment a girl for you, that's really not cute. You got it. You got it. You don't need your mommy. You don't need your friends. You got it. You got it. I know you got it. It's really not that hard. Also, they were discussing how old I was. If you want to know how old a girl is, go ask. Just go ask. I don't know why people get so offended by the how old are you question. Personally, I think it's a question. It's not really going to affect me. But go ask. Don't discuss. Don't try to figure it out on your own, because they decided that I was 16 and I'm not 16. I am going to be 20 in less than 2 months, so... But just go. Go ask a girl. Go tell her she's beautiful. You all got it. You all got it. Confidence is key. If you walk over there like you own the place and you say, you know, I just wanted to tell you you're beautiful, that girl will probably be like, you made my day. You made my day. Yes, this kid's mom said I was beautiful. It made my day, but would have been a little nicer if she didn't say, my son thinks you're beautiful. That's not cute. You got it. Just go for it. Go for it. Do it. Tell the person you love that you love them. Call the girl pretty. Life is too short. Life is too short. Do it.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate you. You're saying the thing that men have been telling you. Modern women keep on running their mouths about, well, I got my own money. I don't need a man to take care of me. And you just said what men have been saying. That's you yapping about the short term. That's you talking about the short term. In the long term, because it's only a season. It's only a fad. What you're saying my career is a fad, no. What I'm saying is, at some point in time, you're going to want to go do something else. You're going to want to be involved in something else. And I'm telling you, when it gets to that point, you're going to want me to step in and say, okay, you got it. You got it. You're going to want me to step in and say, okay, I can pay the bills. You go ahead and do whatever you need to do. I got it. I got it. You might come back to, oh, you know, I'm back to this, and this, and I love it, You might come back to that. But right now, whatever part of life I'm in, I want you to handle it. As the man, whatever part of life I go through, I want you to handle it. And men are saying, no, there should be some stability. You can't just keep on running around quitting jobs and going this direction and that direction like a little kid. You are a grown adult. You understand stability now. Well, it's your job to protect and provide. Okay, what's your role? Okay then, shut up talking. Stability.
Nobody wants to get married anymore. In 1975, by age 30, 91% of women were married and 81% of men were married. In 2025, only 25% of women are married by age 30 and 16% of guys are married by age 30. You'd think that was why the fertility rate was so low, but it's not. The fertility rate has been declining for decades. So even when everybody was married, people still were having less children. And it's not so much that marriage is on the decline, but more so that marriage kind of peaked in the 1970s, which goes to show that there's a lot more to these statistics than meets the eye.
Because the key is with women who kind of monkey branch from one man to the other is they pick men that they don't truly admire to begin with. They pick men that just adore them, but they don't particularly admire. When they're in that position, they automatically feel like they can do better. The moment you are with a man that just totally adores you and you don't truly admire him, you think this must not be the best deal. Because if it was, I would be admiring you more. So they're constantly on the lookout for a man that they truly admire. And until they find that, they'll keep their eyes open. But if they find a man that they truly admire and they're truly attracted to, those two things, admiration and attraction, she's loyal to a fault.
I hear all the time women being like, he was a master manipulator. And I'm sorry, but I don't think most men are that smart. 9 times out of 10, you are in fact manipulating yourself. Like, he hasn't texted me back in 6 hours. I know he's trying to test me. When all that's going on in his brain is like, should I have ground beef and sweet potato for dinner again? I've had it 6 nights in a row, but like, it could be 7. Common one I'll hear is, he hid who he was at the start. When like, you just hadn't gotten to know him yet. He wasn't necessarily trying to hide certain qualities, you just had not discovered these qualities that you don't like yet. Or those qualities were completely transparent and you just ignored them because you liked him. I have videos about how my ex was just filthy and it's one of the reasons that we broke up, and I get comments all the time of like, he was using weaponized incompetence against you. And I'm like, no, he was never gonna clean these things. Big piles of food that I was cleaning up would have stayed there to rot forever. So it's not weaponized incompetence. He was actually just that lazy and didn't care if he did it or if I did it or if anyone did it. The narrative that you've created about someone is not always accurate. My ex wasn't utilizing weaponized incompetence, he was incompetent. The person you were dating was probably not a master manipulator, they just didn't care very much. And they had qualities you didn't like.
There is only one thing and one thing only that all women want. What that is whether or not she feels that you are somebody she can manipulate and lead. And what I mean by this is majority of women don't want to manipulate a man. They don't want that. They want a man that is intelligent, he can lead, and he can make the decisions. But if she meets a man that she can manipulate, who is naive, who believes everything, who will give her everything she wants without her having to earn it or respect him or be loyal to him, and he still just keeps giving to her, she will automatically lose all respect for you.
Why do men cheat with a less attractive woman?
You have to be worried about the unattractive women because those are the ones who want attention from a man who has a hot girl.
No, y'all still don't get it. Men cheat because they go to a woman that makes them feel respected, that makes them feel peaceful, and that makes them feel appreciated. It's not about looks. It's never been about looks. It's how that girl makes him feel.
So how much did my divorce cost me? Well, this is a fantastic question. There's direct and there's indirect costs. Direct costs, I lost $106,000 out of my 401k retirement plan I spent 20 years contributing to. I also lost half the equity in the home, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, cash, and savings that I also spent 20 years contributing to. I also lost half of all the non-liquid assets like furniture, household goods, electronics, cars. Keep in mind, I paid for all of these. And this is in addition to financially supporting her and her/our daughter for 17 years, which is many hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm now broke, live in a 2-bedroom apartment, and have a negative net worth for the first time since I was, 25. Indirect costs, my job, my sobriety, my self-worth, my masculinity, my hope for the future, my ability to trust women again, my belief in God, my pride, my motivation, my physical health. I don't know, let's just say everything.
So I just seen this girl say the problem with this generation is that men don't chase women no more. Who the do y'all think y'all are? You know why we don't chase y'all asses no more, bro? Y'all too full of y'all self, bro. Y'all ego is unlimited. There was a point where if you chased a woman, all she took that was as a sign that you really wanted her. But y'all now, boy, then what blows me is y'all be having the nerve to feel away when y'all see the nigga with somebody that actually wants him. Like, what the he going through, y'all?
Women need someone better than them. Smarter than them, fitter than them, bigger than them, more inspiring than them, more successful than them. Otherwise, where's the attraction?
It's true.
I'm asking. Maybe some women don't mind, but I mind. I need to be inspired by the guy. Otherwise, I'll eat them for breakfast. I'll finish them off in 24 hours. I also need someone to handle me. And only an alpha or a double alpha can do that.
I have a question for men in their 30s and 40s who like to date older women. I am 49 and I matched with this guy on a dating app who's 42 and he says he likes dating older women. And I feel like I am extremely affected by society and that the older I get and like when my appearance changes, I feel like I have less and less value. Like I get that I'm cute, but I'm less cute than I was 10 years ago. Well, I'm actually cuter now, but I have wrinkles on my face. Somehow I am better looking than I was when I was younger, but I still have like wrinkles, my teeth aren't as white, my body is like, I'm fit, but it just has these weird lumps and wrinkles that it didn't used to have, and like my chest is kind of like up from the sun. Anyway, my question is for guys that say they like to date older women, how is it that you have not been affected by society? Like, because I feel like for me, it's like programmed into my brain that I have less value and that I'm not as cute. And even when I see other women, like when I see older women, I think older women aren't as cute as younger women. Like, it's just an automatic judgment that I have. So how am I to believe that some men don't have that? Like, they were raised in the same exact society as me, as everyone else, you know, affected like by the commercials and what they see in Hollywood. And how are they able to? I just don't see how this guy who says that he thinks I'm cute and is happy actually that I'm 7 years older than him, how he would look at me and be happy that I have older skin. I mean, I get that I have other qualities, like I'm wiser, I have less drama, probably, I make more money. But I just don't see how he's not gonna look at me and wish that I was younger. I don't get it. Explain it to me, please.
Why are so many men refusing to get married? This is an interesting question, and I don't know if men actually are refusing to get married or not, but it could be a few things. It could be that there's misconceptions about what marriage is. We hear a lot about who benefits from marriage. Is there a benefit to marriage? We hear a lot about men who are taken advantage of in the divorce process or feel like they lost something. I also think there's this mindset where you're with someone, but you're wondering if something better is out there. So why would you commit to marriage if you're worried you're going to miss out on something better? What I would say to women in that situation is if your partner doesn't want to marry you and you want to get married, leave, break up. That's going to end with you guys breaking up anyway. And if you're a single man who never wants to get married, let us know why. We're really curious. Why are so many men refusing to get married? This is an interesting question, and I don't know if men actually are refusing to get married or not, but it could be a few things. It could be that there's misconceptions about what marriage is. We hear a lot about who benefits from marriage. Is there a benefit to marriage? We hear a lot about men who are taken advantage of in the divorce process or feel like they lost something. I also think there's this mindset where you're with someone, but you're wondering if something better is out there. So why would you commit to marriage if you're worried you're going to miss out on something better? What I would say to women in that situation is if your partner doesn't want to marry you and you want to get married, leave, break up. That's going to end with you guys breaking up anyway. And if you're a single man who never wants to get married, let us know why. We're really curious.
And Andrew Tate was talking about if you had 10 women and 10 men that were abandoned on an island, there'd be no feminism. Right. There wouldn't be any quote unquote traditional roles. There wouldn't be any talk of what's masculine and what's feminine. There would be talk of what's your strength, what's your strength. Right now, you might, if you have like 10 men and 10 women, you might have a woman that can go out and with the guys, and then okay, this woman's going out and she's hunting with the men because she's strong in that area, right? And vice versa. You might have a guy that maybe while he might have a lot of strength, and if need be, we can take him. You might stay at the camp. You know, you still have some strength, but you might stay at the camp and help out, organize things, make sure. First of all, you're probably going to serve in a few different roles, right? So you're probably going to be camp security. You can cook, so you can be helping the women to cook, or at least prepare and set up things. If you don't know how to cook and you don't know how to cut things, you can at least, okay, pull this down, okay, get this, okay, fix this, do that. You're going to be serving in a few different capacities. Whatever it is that your strength is, that's what your talent is, that's what you're going to be serving in. That's the capacity that you're going to be serving in. There's not going to be any, well, I can't do this, I'm not going to do this, and we this, and this. There's not going to be any of that. You're going to get your mind right really quick.
Black women's rules only apply to black men. White men get it for free, and that comes with no blonde wigs or weaves. Man, what the? Tendernism. Because you did not just have to cook like that. That's really some funny ass shit, because it's really funny to me how a lot of black women sit here like with this sense of entitlement, like they were just born with it. Like, don't nobody owe you shit. The only person that owe you something is yourself, and you owe yourself dignity and self-respect because you have none. You owe yourself some love because you don't even understand what it is, because why you don't love your you don't want to even take care of yourself. You want to live in this world learning how to live off of people. What type of man want a woman like that? Y'all have all these stipulations of what you won't do for these black men, but let it be a white man. Let it be a white man with some other money at that. Oh, you are going to conform immediately. Y'all gonna conform as quick as Brittany Renner went to be a Muslim with Kevin Gates. Y'all are going to conform just like Summer Walker did with that white man. You see, she do whatever the he asks. She is not finna up that situation because of that money. And because she hates black men and he's a white man. So of course, you know, she had her black ass baby daddies. Yeah, her black ass ex-boyfriends. So now she's conforming. And you are following suit. Y'all took the Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson situation to a whole new level. Y'all seen the fact that, oh, that is a light-skinned man and he just letting her still do her whole. Let me go find a man like that, because clearly she's not submitting to him because he's letting her do what the she want to do. Why? Because she's Meg Thee Stallion. Ain't no real man, let alone a real black man, finna allow you to do that. His life is already hard, and you going outside or just going on the internet portraying like that is already making it harder for him. He's fighting the world, and now you gotta fight social media too? Like, ain't no way. If it's a black man saying something, these black hate it. But let a white man say he want this and he want that and he want this and he want that and he got some money. Oh, gonna say, oh, anything for him. He can take care of me. He trying to move me into his house and he gonna pay all my and I don't gotta pay for nothing. And all I gotta do is cook and clean and go shopping on his dime. I feel like some of y'all parents shouldn't have told y'all that y'all was princesses and deserve the world, because a lot of you don't. As you see, there's only one black Disney princess. It's only one of us. There's only room for one. All of you are not princesses, especially black women. Y'all are not all queens. Y'all are not all princesses, because y'all act in this sense of entitlement and have not worked for a thing in your life. Maybe if you poured more into yourself instead of pouring more into your maybe these real men would see you. Maybe they would understand you. But no! They don't want to deal with you mother sucker harlots.
I'm not at all saying that it's okay for women to disrespect men.
It's always in your best interest to filter through the information you receive. Viewer discretion is advised.
It's not okay for men to disrespect women. It's not okay for women to disrespect men. All I'm saying is if as a man you want your girl to respect you, you have to lead. And you have to create boundaries from the start of the relationship.
Okay, we're about 12 seconds in. So far, so good. I think she's off to a good start. Let's see what else she got to say.
The moment she started that rah-rah, hooting and hollering, screaming and cussing at you, you tell her straight like this, hey, shawty, I'm not finna argue with you. If you're not able to have a reasonable conversation, call me later. I'm not about to argue with you. And if she keep on, hang up.
Okay, well, that was short-lived. Well, why does she have to be hooting, hollering, screaming, and cursing at me to begin with? I think the part that we need to address is that she's verbally that man. There's no need for her to take that approach. Her being verbally and unreasonable has nothing to do with his leadership. It says more about her than it does about him. Not to mention, when a woman has a high level of respect for you, there will be no hooting and hollering and her cursing you out. You won't ever have to face anything like that because she respects you. I find it quite interesting that she would brush past that woman's low level of respect and irrational tendencies towards that man. But let's see what else she got to say.
She gonna be blowing up. She gonna be blowing up your phone, blowing up your phone. Don't answer. Give it a couple hours. After a couple hours, call her. Be like, hey, baby, you in a better mood? Most likely she gonna say yes because she probably felt like you was gonna cut her off, and then be like, okay, now what can I do to make things better?
What can I do to make things better? So I just got done getting cursed out by this woman, and my response to her should be, what can I do to make things better? Are we ever going to address the underlying issue about how she responds to me when she feels some type of way about something? This is exactly why you must filter the information you receive online, because they will feed you some. And if I'm being completely honest, I don't think the woman in this video had any ill intent. I just think this is how she understands relationships to be. But I am here to tell her this is a very up way to go about being in a relationship with somebody, because you're not actually addressing the root issue. You're just pacifying her behavior and validating the issue at hand. This does not teach her to respect you. This does not teach her to take a different approach. All it says is that she can be whoever she wants to be towards you, and all that's going to happen is you're going to take a couple hours to yourself, and then you're going to come back and ask her, well, what can I do to make things better? Who the told you that works? Fellas, let me get y'all the real. Taking an approach like that will never get a woman to respect you or your leadership style. All it tells her is that you're a punching bag and you're willing to take whatever she throws your way, which over time easily turns into you being a pushover. And trust me, if it's one thing women do not like, unless they're is a pushover. If you can't have a civilized conversation with your woman without it coming to hooting and hollering and her cursing you out just because she feels some type of way, leave her ass right where she stand. That is not a woman you want to be with. But you know what? You ain't gotta listen I'm saying, because I'm just a normal guy. Yeah, keep the change.
So with me, I established what I want from the beginning. We're talking or whatever the case may be. We decide to get serious. I let him know you may not live with me and I may not live with you, but you have to be responsible for some type of bill in my household. It doesn't have to be the mortgage. It doesn't have to be my car note. You don't have to know what bill you're paying, but I need to see how you're going to show up if we're going to take this thing seriously, because eventually I'm going to be dependent on you, not 100%, but I'm going to lean on you as my
But
man.
you know why you can do that though? You have a house. Like most,
I get y'all men feel like y'all don't want to do for a woman what she's not doing for herself. I get it. That's
so
what I'm saying.
I mean, if a guy's to step to you, they have to already come prepared, knowing that all right, she already has this house without me. She built this life without me. So essentially, he has to just come into your life and be a man.
Right.
You'll often hear women say, "Oh, he fumbled me." A lot of y'all weren't fumbled. Y'all were dropped on purpose, because somewhere along the line, women started believing that simply being pretty, having a job, or being desired makes you a prize. But that's not how this works. A prize is rare, valuable, hard to replace. A lot of y'all think that a man lost the moon when he walked away from you, but you brought nothing but attitude, jealousy, entitlement, no accountability, no peace, no femininity, no emotional control. But somehow he fumbled you? No. He finally saw through that performance. He saw how that independent baddie was hiding behind insecurity, lack of respect. So he left. That's not a fumble, that's a correction. We gotta stop acting like a man loses something every time he walks away. Sometimes he dodges a bullet. Listen, this doesn't mean that men are perfect. This doesn't mean that every breakup is your fault. But the problem is that women aren't doing the self-work, but they're expecting men to treat them as if they had.
I don't know how many times I've told these women, these men aren't going to compete for them.
Yeah, hey, can someone explain to me where the competitive men at? Like, I mean, the ones who have their energy of like a gladiator in a night. Because as soon as you tell a man that you're dating, he folds like a piece of paper.
Told you. I told you. You ain't tell me.
And when a woman says that she's dating, it doesn't mean that she's just sleeping around or not being intentional. It means may the best man win. Embrace competition, boo. Thank you.
This ain't no movie, lady. These men ain't gonna be out here fighting for you like the 300.
This is Sparta!
These men ain't chasing y'all and fighting for y'all like they used to. But y'all don't believe me. Y'all still think these men are gonna jump in the ring and fight for you like it's WrestleMania. Well, you keep on believing that. You're gonna keep getting disappointed. There are some men out there who are willing to do all that, but it ain't many. So if you find one, you better hope you like him, because it ain't gonna be too many after him. These men know now when a woman likes you, she's not gonna expect you to go through the Hunger Games to get her. So you can keep making these PSAs all you want, but it ain't gonna change anything. These men ain't doing it. And you also said just because you're dating multiple men doesn't mean you're sleeping with them, which is true, but it doesn't mean you're not sleeping with them either. And these men aren't gonna keep spending their time and money trying to figure that out. So you can keep doing what you're doing, but just remember, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So if you don't get a different result, there it is.
Why are so many men refusing to get married? This is an interesting question, and I don't know if men actually are refusing to get married or not, but it could be a few things. It could be that there's misconceptions about what marriage is. We hear a lot about who benefits from marriage. Is there a benefit to marriage? We hear a lot about men who are taken advantage of in the divorce process or feel like they lost something. I also think there's this mindset where you're with someone, but you're wondering if something better is out there. So why would you commit to marriage if you're worried you're gonna miss out on something better? What I would say to women in that situation is if your partner doesn't wanna marry you and you wanna get married, leave, break up. That's gonna end with you guys breaking up anyway. And if you're a single man who never wants to get married, let us know why. We're really curious.
And you have a clip where the man, it was kind of weird. And when I say kind of weird, I mean pretty weird. It's pretty weird that a woman walks in, and the guy's got a mask on. Walks in and she says, well, I'm not even sure why she asked him that question. She was like, where do I sit? And it was like he didn't say it, but he kind of pointed to his lap or whatever, essentially kind of, you know, saying you can sit on my lap. And then he was, you know, kind of, I guess, trying to say I said that because, you know, it was a joke, and I said it because I wanted her to feel empowered and, you know, have a fiery response. No, that's not it. Don't do that. That's a little bit weird, right? I wouldn't encourage that. And yeah, no, don't do that, man. I don't even know where you would have come up with that idea to do that from. Yeah, unless that's your wife or your girlfriend, maybe that's not the way to go. Maybe that's not a joke that you want to make, right? And I think, you know, you know, he does need to be shamed for that. But I would say, you know, kind of, I was looking, and one thing that I noticed is the guy kept on asking him that question, even after he explained himself, even after he said, man, that's a stupid joke, I shouldn't have said that. Well, why did you say it? Just being dumb. It was a dumb. Well, why did you do that? This and this. This is what I would want. As much as we shame him and continue to ask him the same question about why he said the things that he said and why he would even suggest that, where his mindset even was, I want that same level of questioning for these modern women. So when they say stupid stuff like he just did, I want the same level of questioning, even when they explain and say, well, it was dumb, it was just a joke. But why would you say that? I think that's what a lot of men are looking for. But why would you even go there? Why would you, like, say for instance, the man versus bear and that type of stuff? Why would you even? Well, it was but do you see why it? No, because we have think pieces and even other men coming out and defend it. No. Why would you say that? Why would you even go there? That's what we're trying to figure out.